Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. Is this our first Wednesday in October, or is this the second
It's the second, but we we're dumb. But happy October anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yay, spooky month.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Yeah, I'm honestly not feeling that many like spooky vibes yet, and I want to be scared.
I know. I feel
want
like
to do something scary.
I think it was like this last year too. I think it's just COVID, maybe. I don't know.
I hate COVID so much.
Me too.
I'm gonna do something scary. I'm gonna make myself do something scary. I don't know what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we go to Payne Road this weekend.
Oh my god.
Update me and Savannah are hanging out. So.
Oh my god, we should.
I'm literally down. It'll be during the day, so it won't be as scary.
Good. Honestly, I would rather go there during the day.
Yeah, honestly, me too. Okay, well. Interesting. Anyway, I have one quick intro topic. Another day I get to hang out with Savannah, not only this weekend, but on Tuesday. Guys, when you are hearing this, me and Savannah will have just gotten back from seeing Harry freaking Styles. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I cannot contain myself. Part of my outfit just got here, and I'm really hoping and praying that my other half gets here before Tuesday to make it in time, which I think it's going to be delivered tomorrow, so we should be good.
Yeah, see, I don't have like an outfit planned.
Yeah.
Which is like my first mistake, because I see people like on TikTok and stuff wearing crazy outfits to these concerts, and I'm just I wanted to join in, but I just couldn't think of a good one.
Yeah, so. It was hard. I did a lot of research.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited. I hope like the main piece of my outfit, this is not interesting to you, or probably a lot of people, but I don't care, because I want to say that my main part of the outfit is what I don't know if it's going to make it here on time. And if it doesn't make it here on time, I don't know what I'm going to do. But you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
So. Yeah, definitely.
Anyways, we'll be new people next time you guys hear from us.
Yeah.
So we will have seen Harry Styles.
I've seen him in person a few times.
Whatever. Soon enough, that'll be me.
I've seen him in One Direction twice in concert, and I also went to a One Direction signing, so I was pretty close to him at one point.
Whatever, Savannah. I'm so jealous. Anyways, so in other news, guys, if you listen on Spotify, they have the coolest new features now where we can add like Q&As and different polls and questionnaires like to each episode. Mm-hmm. So we did the first one on the last episode, and we're going to continue doing them because that's fun. So if you're listening on Spotify, go like scroll down and answer the polls and stuff. Because it's fun.
I mean, you might need to wait until later in the episode, because I think we might have the questions based around the episode.
Definitely. Yeah.
But
yes, definitely wait till you listen to the whole entire episode and then do the votes on the polls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fun.
Super fun.
If you don't listen on Spotify, sorry. All the other platforms are lame.
Right.
Just kidding, but I love Spotify. Mm-hmm. Okay, in other news, I have a lot of intro topics today, guys. I'm sorry. There's just a lot going on. They identified the Zodiac Killer this week.
Okay, I saw that. I keep seeing people making jokes about it because he's named Gary.
Jokes. I know.
But I also saw that it's not absolutely confirmed or anything, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought they did confirm it, like yesterday.
I didn't
look it up.
I thought that it was just like, they're pretty sure.
Oh, well.
But, you know.
Could be. I don't know. But either way,
I guess
they think
there's
they
not
know.
really any way to know for sure.
Yeah.
I guess there probably is.
Yeah. In case you haven't heard, it was apparently some random guy that they never suspected named Gary. And Gary actually died in 2018. So that we can't just call up Gary and be like, did you do it? So.
Right.
I don't know. Guess we'll never fully know. But that's crazy because that has been a cold case for like over 30 years, I think. Maybe more.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. Maybe it's because like it definitely is because all of the podcasts and different media sources that do true crime now, and that's like such a
Mm-hmm.
big thing.
Definitely. And like the genealogy websites, like
Oh yeah.
23andMe and stuff like that. That has helped catch like a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
which is really cool. A step in the right direction, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we're not a true crime podcast, so but there's one more thing to talk about true crime because I mean we're related, you know. You might be interested to
Yeah,
know.
sometimes.
Sometimes. But I just wanted to say that an update like on the Gabby Petito investigation is that they still have not found Brian Laundrie. The manhunt is still on, and so if anybody has
Mm-hmm.
any information, call the Florida police or the FBI or
Yeah.
really just 911 at this point. So, yeah, just wanted to say
Yeah.
that in case any people
Yeah,
out
I
there.
mean, also though, like I feel like if I saw somebody who looked like him in public, I don't know if I would even call anyone just because there's so many like
I would go up
he
to him. I would
is
be like,
such
"Hi,
like a
sir."
general looking guy. Like I feel like I would mistake somebody else for him.
That's
That's
true.
what I'm like afraid of,
That's
but
true.
I don't know.
Also, on TikTok, there's a guy that looks exactly like him, and his name is I'm
Yeah.
Not Brian Laundry,
Yeah,
which
see,
is
it's like
so
that. It's
funny.
like he does look like him. So it's like I don't know if I would want to like call the cops and just it
True,
end up being
true.
the wrong person.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess if he's in the woods,
You're
like
right
they're
on that.
saying,
Yeah,
then
like I'm saying, like if any of y'all are like in the woods and you see like a bald man not wearing shoes,
right,
you
right,
maybe call
yeah.
somebody, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's all the intro topics I have for this week. Thank goodness. Wrapped it up.
Okay. Well, I of course do not have anything, so
And we're back to normal.
yeah. All right. Well, I can get started with my story. So
Yes.
since we actually talked about true crime during the intro, this story actually does have a bit of a crime aspect to it.
Savannah, I
Um,
just, before you begin, so we mentioned last week, if and we have this common theme running me and Savannah, where we don't tell each other what we're doing before we record because like we need you know fresh
we need
mindset on everything.
the
Yeah,
element of
the element of
surprise. Just
surprise.
makes it more fun.
Exactly, it does. It really does. And so we don't tell each other, and somehow every single week our stories connect in some way. And last week our stories connected in a very similar way, and I was like, okay, next week's going to be the real test. We're going to see. Mine also has to do with crime. So I just wanted to say that.
See, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it. It is actually a mystery too. So,
Perfect.
let's get into it. It is the Circleville Letters.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I know this story and this one
Mm-hmm.
is crazy. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
So, it takes place in Circleville, Ohio. Um, it is about 25 miles south of Columbus, Ohio. And the current population is about 14,000 people. So it's a cute little town.
Mhm.
I mean, it's called Circleville because I think the town square is like a circle.
That's
So
funny.
it's, yeah. They have like a water tower shaped like a pumpkin.
What? That's
Um,
fun.
yeah, and they have like a Christian university. Everyone knows each other. There's not many people who visit from outside of the town. So it's like this cute little town, right? Or
Mhm.
so you think.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, so in 1976, people started getting these letters from an anonymous source, right?
Mhm.
And they were postmarked from Columbus, so not very far from the town. So I guess they could have been sending them from the town. I don't really know how that worked. Would you have had to send them from Columbus? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think you would have to send them from Columbus.
Okay. Well, the letters claim to know secrets of the people in the town.
Oh,
Creepy.
interesting.
A lot of them were like really mean and scary though. And they were like saying, "I'm watching you."
Oh, that's horrifying. Why is
Yeah.
this literally the storyline of Pretty Little Liars?
No, oh my god, it really is.
Just instead of
They saw
letters, it
this
was
story
text.
and they're like, we're gonna make this.
Literally.
Yeah, okay. So they were saying like, I'm watching you, and also I think some of them said like, I know where you live, which is like,
Oh no.
obviously you sent it to them. I don't know.
Right. Like, I mean, yeah, you did get my address.
Right,
So,
like I thought that was kind of funny because it's like, but anyway, they sent like the letters to many people in Circleville, but we're gonna focus on the most popular story, which actually involves crime, and a murder.
dun, dun,
Um,
dun.
so I guess the other letters that were sent weren't really that big of a deal because they didn't really. I didn't see much on any of the other people who got letters except
Yeah.
for these people. So, anyways, Mary Gillespie received a letter postmarked from Columbus with no return address in 1976, and she opened it up, and it was like this weird writing in like big block letters talking about an affair that she was having.
Oh, snap.
Mm-hmm. So Mary was a school bus driver, and she was apparently having an affair with the superintendent of the school.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
That's what the letter said. And the letter also said that they knew that she had a husband and kids, and their home was being watched at all times.
Yoinks.
Scary. So the letter warned her to stop the affair, and she ended up like getting a few letters actually and didn't tell anybody about them. Like she would just get them and be like, it's probably nothing, and then hide them.
Probably because she actually was having the affair. She was like, well, if I tell somebody about the letters, then they're going to know.
Exactly, yeah. And that's what the people who were sending the letters wanted to happen. They wanted this to stop. So,
Oh, yeah.
so she got a few letters and just hid them, and just went about her day. And eventually her husband actually got a letter.
Uh-oh.
So her husband's name was Ron. And the letter told Ron of the affair and told him to go and tell the school board.
Oh, wow.
Because they figured that would break up the affair, you know?
Yeah.
So it was his job to announce it and to, like, put a stop to it because she wasn't going to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't, then they said that he would be killed.
Oh. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Pretty scary. So he went to his wife about it and confronts her. He's like, listen, like, I got this letter. Is this true? And she's like, no, it's not true. Like, come
Oh,
on.
my God. Man.
So, yeah, she denies it. So they take the letter and they just don't tell anybody about it.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah,
was smart. That's smart.
Right. And he doesn't go and tell the school board, doesn't do anything like that.
Great.
And they're like, okay, well, hopefully we won't get any more. I don't know. But then they keep getting more letters, of course. Because it's like, you're not doing what they're telling you to, so obviously you're going to keep getting these.
Right. I mean, like, maybe I understand, like, not answering the first one, you know? But then if I got another one, I would definitely answer them.
Or tell the police or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly,
I don't know if
no,
you were
honestly,
having...
I would definitely immediately go to the police. I would not play around with anybody leaving me a letter.
Even if you're, like, trying to hide something.
Exactly.
You would still go, though, if you're trying to hide something?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be trying to hide it. If I did it, I would just be like, I did it.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So they ended up getting a letter that said if like the affair wasn't announced in 2 weeks, then they would put news of the affair on billboards and like on the radio, just everywhere. So
Wow.
like they would be the ones to tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So after that one, Mary and Ron, like, they thought it could be a family member or someone sending these. And so, like, they actually had a family member in mind. They didn't end up, like, saying who they thought it was. But all like the articles and stuff say like, oh, they sent this family member a letter telling them to stop.
Okay.
Right. And the letters actually did stop for a little bit after that.
Oh.
But then one night Mary is out of town, and Ron is home with the kids, and he gets a call.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids, like, all they say is that he got really angry and he left the house saying that he was going to go confront the person who was writing the letters.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Interesting.
right. So he grabs his gun on his way out the door.
Oh no. I know.
Yeah, and that's where he told his kids he was going to go. He didn't really say where he was going to go. He's like, I'm just going to go meet this guy. And unfortunately, later, they found his car crashed into a tree.
Oh my god.
And Ron was found dead at the scene.
Oh my god.
So here's where the crime comes in. The gun was fired once, but nobody could find where the bullet was, so
maybe
it
he
could have
shot
been
him?
it could have been like from a different day. Like, they don't know.
Oh, true.
Like, he died from crashing into a tree.
Yeah.
And so he could have shot at someone, or it could have just like had one less in it from another time. And the police did like an autopsy and everything, and they say that he had been drinking that night.
Okay, that's what I figured.
So they say that he was above the legal limit, but his family said that he was not a drinker and that he would not just like get into a car and drive drunk. Like, that was not like him. So that part's a little weird.
That's weird, but also you said he was like really angry, so like maybe he needed a little drink.
Yeah. I don't know. Because if he had been drinking before that, then I guess his family would have known or something.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. They were there.
And it sounded like he just like got up right away.
Yeah, that's really weird.
And went to the car. So I don't know. So after this happened, Mary came back, and after a few days, she actually admitted that she was having the affair.
Mary.
Yeah, but she said that she started it after the letters had already started.
Oh, okay.
Like, what?
Ma'am, that's even more of a reason to... First of all, that makes you look even worse.
That doesn't even make any sense. Because, like, if somebody's going to say, oh, you're doing this thing, why are you just going to go and do it then?
Oh, yeah, no. No, that is not true.
So, because of that weird confession, it seems like she was trying to confess so that the letters would stop. You know, because they were telling her to end the affair and to, like, confess that she was doing this.
Yeah.
But she did it in, like, a weird way, you know? So I guess that's why it didn't work.
Oh,
because
okay.
The letters kept coming.
Yikes.
Yeah. So the letters, they just, like, kept going. And then this next part... See, this whole thing goes on for, like, years. It starts in 1976, right? And then now we're in 1983.
What? No way.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So in February of 1983, she is driving her normal school bus route, right? And she finds a sign that says something about her daughter on it.
What?
And she's like, that's really weird. So she ends up stopping the school bus and gets out to pick it up off the road.
Were there
she doesn't want
kids
anyone seeing that.
on the bus?
I'm not really sure. That wasn't really part of the story.
Yeah. Just curious. She was like, I gotta pull over, kids. Hold on. I gotta get this sign off the road.
I know. Yeah. But it said something really bad about her daughter. So they picked it up.
Yeah.
And she found a box next to it.
Oh.
So she picked it up. She's like, that's weird. And she ended up taking it home and not opening it on the bus. She took it home, and inside was a pistol. and
Oh.
it was set up like a booby trap.
No.
So basically, it was supposed to be like you open the box and it shoots, like the gun
No.
shoots. But I guess the way, however she opened it, it didn't do that because she was fine.
Thank God.
But she brought the gun to the police. And they like got the serial number and everything. The serial was actually scratched off, but they were able to recover it.
Mm-hmm.
And the serial matched this guy named Paul Freshour.
Okay.
And this is kind of crazy. It was Ron's sister's husband.
Oh.
So it was like
What?
Ron's
Okay.
brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law. Yeah, that's okay.
So they go to Paul, and he says that the gun was actually missing.
Yeah,
He's like,
they're like,
somebody
yeah, it's
took
right
my
here.
gun. Yeah, right. He's like, no, somebody took my gun. And the police are like, no, you placed this here, and are trying to shoot her.
Yeah.
But so they end up taking him in, and they gave him like a handwriting test to see if his handwriting matched the letters.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up determining that the handwriting was similar enough for him to be charged.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which, honestly, that gets me because handwriting tests, I don't think they're that reliable.
Handwriting testimonies aren't really used anymore because they're not that reliable. Because, first of all, you can change your handwriting very easily. Also, your handwriting just changes. Like, depending on my mood, especially, like, personally, if I'm lazy, I'll write so ugly, scribble. But if I'm, like, want to
Right.
be nice and fancy, I can write real extravagant.
Right. And I think the way that these letters were written, like, I'll post a picture of the handwriting, but the letters were so easily copied, because they were just like the simple way you write letters, like almost like, a first grader
Yeah.
copies the letter from
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
like books where you have like the dotted lines and you like copy them. I don't know, it just reminded me of that sort of. And it's just like anybody could do that handwriting. So I don't know. But they ended up charging him, and they had no other real evidence.
Well,
Except for the fact that it was his gun and
the
that
gun is pretty
his
bad.
handwriting. Yeah. But there was actually a footprint found at the scene near that box. And it wasn't his shoe size.
Oh. Okay, well, but it could have also been a random shoe.
Yeah, that's true. And another thing is that, like, the handwriting tests, the way they had him do it was actually, like, they showed him one of the letters and said, okay, write this out, like, copy this letter as close as you can.
Okay.
So they like, yeah.
Okay, that's, like, not a good experiment. That's not valid.
I
At
know,
all.
they set him up for failure.
Literally. Wait, that's sad. Because now I don't know if he did it.
I know. And they ended up, they took him to court, right?
Yeah.
And do you want to guess what the verdict was?
Guilty?
Yeah, he was found guilty.
No.
And he was given 25 years in prison.
Oh my God.
And he ended up serving 10 of them.
No,
But it's like for nothing.
because he didn't do it.
Like, it really doesn't seem like it to me. I don't know.
Oh, that's so sad.
So here comes more the mystery part of it, though. The letters kept going while he was in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people...
Okay, so what did the police say about that?
No, exactly. Like, people were, like, watching him in jail, obviously, and, like, all of your mail is watched.
Yeah.
And they even ended up putting him in solitary for a while.
Yeah.
And the letters kept coming.
Okay,
and you're
and so
not
why
allowed
was
to
he
send
still...
anything out.
So why was he still locked up? I feel like that
yeah.
proves that that's not him.
I mean, you could say that it was somebody else
Yeah, like a
copying
copycat.
him or something.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't know. He even like got letters himself, which is really creepy.
Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
When I read you this one, you're gonna be like, oh my god.
I'm excited.
Okay, so Paul got a letter in jail that said, "Now when are you gonna believe that you aren't gonna get out of there? I told you 2 years ago. When we set 'em up, they stay set up. Don't you listen at all?"
What? Like, this man was probably sitting here in his cell. Like, what? That's barely even English, or I'm just dumb and could not understand that.
No, it's basically saying like, we set you up.
Oh.
And you're gonna stay set up. Like, nobody's gonna believe that you didn't do it.
Wow. That's pretty savage.
I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, who are these people who are sending these letters? You
Right.
know?
And, like, why are they after this entire family?
I know. Yeah, this is what, like, intrigued me about this story, because it's, like, the mystery of who is doing this.
Right.
It's such a weird
and
thing.
It's still a mystery, right? Like, we don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Crazy.
no. Officially, he did it because he was charged guilty.
But he's out of prison now, right, though?
Yeah, he was only in there for 10 years.
Okay. Well, that's good that he's at least out now. That's... Because I really don't think he did it. I mean, but also, like... Well, I was going to say, couldn't he have gotten somebody to send him that letter? But I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I know. And also, the fact that the letters kept going...
Even
like,
in solitary. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, but he didn't have any knowledge of what was going on in the town. And that was the whole point of it.
No, it was definitely not him.
Yeah. It's really sad. He also requested some polygraph tests just to prove his innocence and passed all of them.
Wow. Okay. See, wrongful convictions is something that really makes me really angry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really angry. So I feel so bad for this guy.
I know. So he got out of prison in 1994, and by then the letters had actually stopped. So
those letters were gone for a long time, though.
I know. I want to know about the other ones. Like I said before, from, like, the
rest of the town. Mm-hmm. They should compile them into a book. If anybody from Circleville is listening, can you please compile them into a book?
I know. I mean, I feel like the people receiving them don't want their secrets out, though.
But that would be so cool. Okay, you know what? Copyright? I'm copyrighting that book idea, Savannah. We're going to do it.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to investigative journalism. That's going to be us.
Yeah. I'm ready. Okay, so I have some more stuff about this case that actually, I feel like it proves more that Paul didn't do it. So it was later revealed that before Mary did her bus route that day that she found the gun, another bus driver saw somebody at, like, the same place where she found it. She saw somebody with a yellow El Camino. Mm-hmm. But this never came up in court, mysteriously.
Why?
Don't know.
Interesting.
And the letters actually started up again for a bit, like, after that knowledge was revealed. So, I don't know. Maybe whoever was in that yellow car, like, they were like, well, we don't want to be found out now, so.
I mean, like, are there that many yellow cars? Like, did they, like, in that town?
See, that's also what I'm thinking. Like, wouldn't you know?
Right. Like a yellow car, that's, like, pretty specific for a very small town. Mm-hmm. Unless it was somebody just, like, traveling through. But obviously it wasn't, because they knew the secrets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So this story was actually on Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, okay.
And they did, like, a little segment on it, and they got a letter from the writer before they released it.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
So it was like a threat to them. It said, "Forget Circleville, Ohio. If you come to Circleville," or actually it says, "If you come to Ohio, you El Sickos will pay."
Oh my god.
Like, okay.
Okay.
And then they put up the episode anyway because they're like,
Of
this is
course. Of
good
course
for
they
us.
did. And they're fine.
Yeah, I don't think anything happened.
Good. Huh.
Yeah.
That's really weird then.
Mm-hmm.
This is
So
crazy.
there's like a few theories on who people think it might be.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this guy named David Longberry that people think it might be, and this was like also a school bus driver, and he had a crush on Mary.
Uh-oh.
And he actually ended up doing some pretty bad things. I don't really want to put it on here because I don't know, but he was on the run for what he did and ended up killing himself on the run.
No.
But yeah, I don't think he did it because the timing is just not there.
The timing's off. Yeah.
I mean, I guess he does have a motive though because he liked Mary.
Oh yeah, he definitely has a motive.
Yeah. There is another theory that maybe Mary had like another affair and it was that other person.
See, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, Mary is a little sus, I won't lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
totally.
if she was already having one relationship with somebody, I'm sure it's not too far out of the realm of possibility that she could have been having another one. Or had one like in the past.
Yeah.
That like was
true.
jealous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. That one's definitely still up in the air on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Another theory is that it could be the superintendent's son.
Oh.
Though there's only like one reason why people think it could be this, because some of the letters are signed with W and his name was William. So.
Oh. Well.
I mean, could be.
That's a pretty solid fact.
Yeah, I mean, he would have like motive because he's like, I mean, that's my dad. Like.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that in this case, it doesn't seem like the superintendent really got any letters. Like, I don't know if he did or not.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't both people in the affair get the letters?
Exactly. Or I was going to say, like, what if it's the superintendent?
He's just doing it to himself.
I don't know. He's like, I need my big scandal.
I mean, he did get rid of Ron. I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody in this town is suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this last one is who I think it actually could be.
Ooh, okay.
Paul's ex-wife.
Oh.
So this would be Ron's sister.
Okay.
Which I don't really know when they ended up getting divorced, because in part of the story it says that Paul was like the brother-in-law, but then it says that they got divorced, so I don't really know. But eventually they did get divorced, I guess. So this is actually what Paul believes himself too, that it was his ex-wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I guess when they split up, she lost custody of the kids and lost the house.
Oh, yeah, so she definitely had some motive then.
Yeah, and when he ended up going to prison, like, she got that back, so.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And people are thinking that the guy with the yellow car was her boyfriend.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense to me.
And she could have had access to his gun.
Yeah, she sure could have. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to go with that theory.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to think that it's her too. But
did they like question her or anything?
You know, I don't really think they did. Like, I think if she did it, she got away with it pretty good.
Wow, I mean, that's crazy. Wow, whoever did it got away with it, because it definitely wasn't what's his name.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this story's pretty crazy. It's also crazy that it's like the letters were so evil sounding and like mean, and then it turns out only one person ended up dying, and it was because of a car crash.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's because he was like drinking. Probably.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm glad nobody else died. At least. I just like wonder. I just have so many questions. Like, why was this person sending letters to everybody in the town? This sounds like an episode of Riverdale.
I know. No, it does. It sounds like one of those random like CW shows. Yeah.
Literally.
It's
Wow.
crazy. Um, and also people also theorize that you know how I said like Ron wasn't a drinker and people don't think he was actually drinking that night.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody like people think that they somehow got alcohol in his system so it would show up, but he didn't actually drink.
Well, how in
I
the
don't
world
really
would they do
know.
that?
Yeah, I don't really know, but
I mean, I'm
like
sure it's
can you
possible.
inject it?
I don't
I don't
know.
really
You can
know.
butt chug it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, that's the mystery of Circleville Letters. I think Circleville is back to its normal, you know, happy town self, but they still have this like haunting history.
That's really crazy. I just want all the letters. I want to read them in a book.
I know, and I thought this story was a little bit Halloweeny just because like you know somebody's stalking you.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Creepy,
like
scary,
such a big fear of mine. I've been through it. Um, so
scary.
it
Maybe
sucks.
someday you'll tell us this story.
Yeah, one day for sure. But yeah, that stuff is definitely scary. Definitely spooky, ooky. But
Mm-hmm.
so my story today is the legend slash mystery slash history, just where it's all of the things today,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but of Alcatraz, the prison.
Oh my God.
Yes, so yours was like a real crime, and mine is a prison where whoever sent those letters should be.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I also before you start, I wanted to throw in another thing that like maybe it could have been like a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to say the Illuminati sometimes. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been the Illuminati, or it could have been just like a little circle of like little preppy elite people like who think that they're better than everybody in that little community.
Yeah. True.
Because
True.
like I can totally see some like suburban moms in that community just being like, let's get revenge on Heather or Mary. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I just made up a random name, but I know her name's
Yeah.
Mary. I
That's
could totally
true.
see that happening too, just because like they're bored.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would maybe do something like that.
Yeah. I mean, not
Just
really, but.
kidding. That's a good theory.
Mm-hmm.
But so into the legend of Alcatraz. So I think probably everybody has heard of Alcatraz in some way or form. But just in case you haven't, Alcatraz Island is a very small island that's located in the San Francisco Bay in California. And it is actually home to one of the most haunted prisons in the world. Dun, dun, dun.
You beat me to it. I was about to do that.
I had to make that one real dramatic.
Yeah.
So Alcatraz was built in 1859, but it actually didn't become a federal penitentiary until 1934. So I don't really know what it was doing for that amount of time, but it was just showing
Yeah.
there. But so Alcatraz housed many of the world's most notorious and dangerous criminals from 1934 to 1963. And there were multiple like prison personnel murders, inmate suicides, like escape deaths, like a lot of bad stuff went on here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a long time, but I thought it was open for longer than that.
I always think things are open like way longer than they are. Like prisons and like places like this, like I feel like they do not stay open for very long.
Like this is on an island and everything. It probably took so long to build and then they just opened it for what, like you said 30 years?
Yeah, like 30 years. Yeah. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't. Well, I think that they might have closed it because of. Actually, you know what? I didn't even look into that, but that might need to be something I do because. Anyway, moving along.
Yeah, it probably has something to do with like the stuff you're gonna talk about anyway.
Yeah,
So.
definitely. So anyway, to say the least, many people died here, and the people that did die here were literally some of the most evil and criminal people on the planet. So it's safe to say that these ghosts are definitely not going to be the nicest of ghosts. The most famous inmate at the prison was Al Capone. So shout out to Al, my man. Just kidding.
Shout out to this criminal.
So this prison, okay, so it was a maximum security prison. Super max, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's on an island.
Yeah.
How are you gonna
like,
get off of there?
It's real serious. Well, you say people don't get off, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay.
So inmates here like have super, super minimum privileges, and prisoners who would break the rules would literally be sent to what's called a strip cell. And strip cells have no lights, no sink, no mattress. It's literally a small, completely empty room with a circle on the floor to use as a bathroom.
Okay, like that's just
I know.
horrible.
I know. And so even though it had some of the most evil people in the world, they were treated absolutely terribly and lived in absolutely horrible conditions, which is why I do think that it closed down, but I'm not 100% sure because I didn't look it up.
See, I just have mixed feelings about stuff like that.
See, it's hard.
Because it's like
hard.
People in prison, like, sure, they did bad things, but also, I don't know if you should treat people like that.
No, you definitely shouldn't. Like, I mean, like, I won't lie. Like, some of these people were murderers, and, like, it sucks, like, that they had to do that. But also, like, I mean, they're still human. Like, we can still treat them with respect. I mean, they're locked up for the rest of their life. So, like,
yeah. And it's almost as if you're, like, the people who are enforcing this and everything are just as bad.
Yeah, exactly. It makes the person doing it just as bad as they were in the moment. So yeah, it's hard, but like these people did not deserve to be treated that bad. Like nobody should be in an empty room, stripped completely naked with a hole in the floor as a bathroom. So
yeah.
Anyways,
a little ethics tangent there.
Yes. So now that we have a little bit of background, how about we just go ahead and get into the juicy good stuff. The most popular cell and the scariest, apparently, is cell 14D. An inmate was in this cell, and right before he died, he was screaming that a creature was going to kill him, which is interesting. And he hung himself, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
And so the creature, I don't think, killed him. He hung himself. But why that's interesting is that in the same cell, another inmate that died in that cell claimed that he saw red eyes in the cell and that he needed to be moved. And when the guards came to check on him, he was found dead, completely alone, and he had been strangled to death. But he was completely alone.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what happened with that. So
and he had nothing around his neck, like he didn't do it to himself.
No, he did not do it to himself, the second guy. So I think that it's like really weird that multiple inmates have said that they've seen like this creature in this cell.
Yeah.
Like what are they seeing? Like what is that creature? So I wonder if it's just like because so the D block, I'll get more into the specifics of the D block, but the D block is for like the worst prisoners, the bad behaved ones. And so this is where like the solitary confinement is. This is where like the worst cells are. Like you don't want to be in D block.
Okay.
As a prisoner.
Was that one of the cells that had like no light and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they could have just like, been going mad, or maybe something was in there. I don't know. I think it's weird that like two different people have said that they've seen the same thing.
Yeah.
And they both ended up dead. Like that's real weird. But so many visitors, like after it closed, like who have been on tours there, say that they feel an extreme coldness wrapping around them when they step into this cell. And actually, cell 14D is proven to be almost 20 degrees colder than all the other cells on the floor.
Oh, what?
Isn't that crazy? And I'm like, are they doing that on purpose? Maybe. But they could not be. I don't know.
I know, like, it could be something with, like, the air conditioning. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
But
Still really weird, though. So 14D is, like, the most haunted, like, really weird situation stuff going on. So, but like I said, the entire D block is very haunted. This held the prisoners with the most restrictions. So, like, as I said, the bad ones, like, no contact with the general population. Like, they don't leave the cells to go to work or anything. Like, they don't do anything. They just stay locked up. So, it's also where the hole is. And so the hole is one room. And this is like the solitary, the worst place you'll go. Like, you have to be doing something real bad to be sent to the hole. Okay. And the hole is this, like, it's just like, imagine like a dingy basement, concrete slab, like no light. Like, you're in pitch black darkness, like locked in there with a hole in the ground.
I don't want to imagine that.
Yeah, don't actually imagine it because it's bad.
Doesn't that like hurt your eyes after a while?
I'm sure it has to. If
you really have no light,
literally,
or anything, then like you can't even go into a cave like that after a while. Like, you'll go blind, right?
I literally, I don't know. And literally, solitary confinement has been proven, like, today, like, it is unbelievably bad. Like, to keep anybody in complete isolation of anything, that will drive anybody mad. Like, it's just proven, especially if they're in complete darkness. Oh, no. So,
yeah. See, I get, like, almost crazy after I've just been alone for a few hours almost. Like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm so bored, I can't do, like, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah,
if I ended up in there somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, it would not be good for me. So, they hear all, like, the normal things in the D block, like cells opening and closing, screaming, moaning, like shots, like guns firing, like just all the typical ghost stuff happens in the D block, plus the scary stuff. But there are also cell blocks A, B, and C, and visitors and people, like, who work there claim to hear crying and moaning all of the time, like almost constant. Even though, like, nobody's in there.
Oh, no.
Which is really creepy.
That's scary.
It's just sad. And apparently, there's also an evil spirit, and I don't know which particular A, B, or C block it was in, but one of those.
Okay.
But his name was Butcher. Apparently, like, a medium, he said to the medium that his name was Butcher. And according to the records, after, they had the medium come in, there actually was a prisoner whose nickname was Butcher, and he was assassinated back in the 1940s. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Which is really crazy because she did not know that. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. But probably the funnest fact that I'm going to give you guys. Also, this is just a bunch of fun facts. Like, I have, like, a little story at the end, but there's just a lot of different stories about stuff that goes on here.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably way too much to just, like, fit into one.
Oh, absolutely. I could probably do, like, 3 episodes on this.
Yeah.
But my personal favorite fun fact is that people claim to hear banjo music in the bathroom and shower area. And I was like, excuse me, what? When I read that, I was like, what did you just say?
That's amazing. That's actually so funny.
Right. So apparently, Al Capone himself, the man, my main man, Al, actually spent his last years in Alcatraz strumming along with the prison's banjo band. But he was actually so scared that he would get killed or get in trouble, like, if he played his banjo out in the open. Because, I mean, he was, like, the most famous criminal there. Everybody, like, I would even want to say, like, oh, I killed Al Capone. Like, he was, like, not safe there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
They're like, I killed him while he was strumming his banjo.
He was playing the banjo, the good old banjo. So he was like, I'm not going to, he was like, he would, like, practice with the band, but he would play only in the bathroom or shower. So that's really crazy.
Oh my God. And the fact that they had a banjo.
A banjo, like, band? I know.
That's so, oh my God.
It really is funny. So a little bit more about Al Capone. though. So while he was there, he got in so many fights with inmates, all trying to like kill him and stuff, because literally some of the people that were in there were some of the people that he had wronged, like financially and stuff. So like everybody was after him once he got in there. So anyways, in 1939, he actually got diagnosed with a late stage of syphilis.
Oh.
Like the doctor said he did not have long, like, at all. So they actually released him from Alcatraz to be moved into Baltimore Hospital. And
that's so far.
Well, I don't know if it's Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh.
I don't know. That's just like the name of the hospital. It could be. Okay. Don't know. But so he stayed in the hospital for a while, and then his doctors gave him like 6 months, and then he was moved to his Florida estate. They let him go and die. Like it was only like a week later he died, actually, from a heart attack in 1947.
Damn.
So
they just let you do that though, if you're like
yeah, they
about
do.
to die.
They do.
That's so.
I mean, not if you're like a serial killer.
So not if you're like have the death penalty.
Yeah, or like, oh yeah, definitely not. Like, or if like you have like life without like parole.
Or, oh well, what did he have?
Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know what he was charged with.
I would think he would have life or something, but I guess not. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, also they take compassion. Like, I mean, his doctors were like, no, like he's not living, and he did not live very long. So
I don't know. So I just always think of prisons that's like so brutal, and they are, but it's like they really just let him live his last days at his own home.
Yeah, they did. But also because like he couldn't move either. Like they were like, he's not a threat.
Yeah, that is true.
Because he was like weak and, you know, old and stuff. So I mean, I get it. I think that's very nice of them, honestly. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
I like it.
Surprising.
It is, definitely, especially for like Alcatraz. Like that was like the top prison.
Yeah.
But he also probably had connections, I would say. I mean, he was occupied.
Yeah, that's true. He probably paid someone off.
Yeah. So actually, we're gonna throw it back a little bit. So now, done with my main man Al. So this island, Alcatraz Island, from its very beginning has been absolutely nothing but bad vibes. So this island dates back many, many years, and Native Americans believed that it was actually inhabited by evil spirits. Like way long time before the prison, way long time before anything was on there. They were like, it's inhabited by evil spirits. And so as severe punishment for violations of their tribal law, the Native Americans were actually sent to Alcatraz Island to be isolated for a long time. And occasionally, some who had committed bad crimes were banished to the island for life. So that like they would have to live with the evil spirits.
So it's like been a prison island for so long.
Like it's been a prison forever. But I'm like, that probably has like some bad juju going on already, and then on top of all this other history of like after, it's just crazy. Like the more I kept looking, the more I kept finding about this place.
Yeah,
that I did not know about.
I didn't know about that.
Right. So, while the island served as a penitentiary, multiple guards reported like absolutely insane experiences while like working. So some of them sounds all like constant sounds of sobbing and moaning, absolutely horrible smells, and the scariest of all, reports of what they call the Thing. So the Thing is the monster that was found in 14D, because it's like it's an entity with glowing red eyes, which is what that's what the inmates said they saw before they were killed.
Wait, is it the horse from the Denver airport?
You're right. It's Lucifer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just the Thing. Like, what is it, though? Like, I think that's probably the scariest thing of all. The fact that there's, like, a creature ghost. Or, like, is it a real creature? I don't know.
And nobody can really describe what it looks like?
No.
Except for red eyes?
Yes, except for glowing red eyes, because it's always, like, at night. I don't know.
So weird.
Don't know. Creepy. Moving on from the creepy red eyes, though. So one year, during a Christmas party at the warden's house at the time, the guards were, chilling, having a good time, partying, and they started sharing stories, like, of scary things that had happened to them while on the job. And several guards told the story of a ghostly man who suddenly appears before them wearing a gray suit, a brimmed cap, and he had mutton chop sideburns. And like 5 different guards said that this man wearing this exact same outfit had came up to them. And apparently for all of them, when the ghost appeared, the room got like extremely, extremely cold, and then like suddenly he vanishes and he just got completely gone.
Okay, that's really weird.
Right. Like no bad vibes though. Just like it just got really cold and then he was gone. Like, okay, but like
why does he sound like a sailor?
right. Or I was thinking, so there actually used to be a lighthouse on the island.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, like a lighthouse man.
Yeah. So, and that's all. It could be him because, like, obviously he's not a prisoner if he's dressed in a gray suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which that leads me into my next point, is that this island has reports of a ghost lighthouse. I repeat, a ghost lighthouse, guys.
Wait, what? How can that be possible?
So this is a new one for sure. I've never heard of a ghost lighthouse before.
Is there still a lighthouse on there?
No,
or like
no. It was
down.
destroyed many years ago.
Right. Okay.
So it is said that it happens all the time, apparently, but specifically on really foggy nights is when it happens the most. It's been reported that people can see the old lighthouse and it has a green flashing light. And this is guards, workers, and guests have all seen this. Like tons of people have reported seeing this lighthouse. And I'm like, that's so weird. That is so weird.
Yeah, like what? I mean, I almost would get it if like you've been to the island where there was a lighthouse and then you're like, oh, it used to be right there, and you like sort of imagine it if it's foggy or something. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if it's never really been there while you were there, like.
I mean, it was demolished like in the like 60s or 70s. Like it's nobody probably was there. I don't know. Crazy though. That's absolutely crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on to this last final crazy story. So I mentioned there being some prison escapes, or trying to escape from, attempts. So from the opening of the prison to when it closed in 1963, 36 men attempted 14 different escapes. Tragically, almost all of them were caught or did not survive.
You said almost.
I did indeed say almost. But the fate of three particular inmates remains a mystery to this very day. Dun, dun, dun. We've had a lot of those, but these stories have been crazy today.
Yeah.
So, on June 12th, 1962, the guards started their early morning bed check, which was like completely normal, the usual. But John Angland and his brother Clarence and this guy named Frank Morris were not in their cells. But actually, like, the guards were able to, like, they did the early morning check, whatever, they were there. And then they did another round, and then they realized that the guards realized in their beds, it was not them laying in bed. Okay?
Okay.
They found dummy heads that were made of plaster, and then they were painted skin tone colors.
Oh my god.
And they even had real human hair glued to the top. So it literally looked like them. And the pictures will be on Instagram. Don't you worry about it. So
that probably just gave them more time to get away, right?
It was the perfect timing. So it took the guards so long to figure out that wasn't actually them. But when they did finally realize, the prison went into lockdown and an extensive search began. And the FBI was called in after the first like 5 hours that they weren't found because they were like, these are really bad criminals and we need to get them. Like, they cannot escape this prison.
Right,
Because also,
right.
this was supposed to be like a non escapable prison.
Yeah, and if word got out that they
Exactly.
escaped, then
Exactly. Like, there was a lot of reasons that they needed to get these men. So, the FBI were called in, and it was days and days passing and passing, and these men were nowhere to be seen. So, it wasn't looking good. So, the FBI were actually able to determine that the group had started making their escape plans the previous December. And the reason that they started making these plans because one of them actually found some old saw blades, and he was like, okay, we can totally use these to get out. So they planned for 6 months, and they used like the little axe saw blades or whatever to loosen the air vents in their cells.
oh my god.
And like, so they could like, move it around and about throughout the prison, which is crazy. And then they actually found this abandoned like utility tool closet that like was kind of like behind, like it was unreachable to like even from like the regular guards did not use it. So they would meet there and like, I mean, honestly, shout out to them for the hard work that they did to try to escape
Right,
this prison.
right.
They were really doing it. So, they got the gear that they thought they would need and, collected it all this stuff. We don't even really know what all they had on them. So, on the night of June 11th, they were like, all right, tonight is the night, baby. We are doing it. So, they get their stuff, they climb through the air vents, and they make it to the roof of the prison. There, they shimmied down the bakery smokestack and climbed
Okay.
over the fence to the back of the island. So, what happens next is a complete mystery, and these men were never seen again.
That's so crazy. I really want to, like, I don't know if I should be rooting for them or not.
I know. Like, why am I rooting for them? I'm like, let's
Like,
go.
I kind of want them to make it to mainland, you know? Like, but
Yeah.
also, I think they could have drowned.
Okay, well, I definitely don't think they made it. But so there are some theories of what could have happened to them. So the first is that these healthy young men, which they were healthy and young, made the 1.5 mile swim across the bay from Alcatraz Island to Angel Island. But with the strong currents that night and the extremely, extremely cold water, like everybody has basically like ruled that out. Like the odds of them surviving the swim, not possible. So personally, I think that they drowned or like froze to death in the water, or got, swept away
Yeah.
and died. That's what I believe. But apparently the FBI also heard, so this is theory number 2. They heard that their original plan was to actually steal clothes from guards and steal a car once they got out. But the FBI like never uncovered any information that anything was ever stolen from like the prison or from anywhere that they could have escaped to, like on the other land, So, that theory doesn't really work. Some people suggest that their families or friends could have helped them out and like picked them up, or I don't know, sent a boat or something. But the FBI like went in on this and they never found any evidence like whatsoever that anybody was helping them. Or that like
Yeah.
they were even contacting people. Like they weren't talking to anybody. So
Yeah, so either they really did drown or they were just really good and
yeah.
ended up leaving and making whole new lives.
Right. So the FBI actually worked this case for 17 years before handing it over to the U.S. Marshal Service. And the case is still open to this day. There is still no credible evidence to suggest that these men ever survived past that day. And
Right.
no trace of them has been found in the U.S. or overseas. Like, they have been looking still to this day, like, of any evidence of these men popping up anywhere. And
Okay, would they have found something in the water? Or, I mean, I guess.
I mean, I think that you could or you could not have, you know? It depends. Like they said, the currents were strong. It could have washed it like way,
Yeah.
way, way gone, and then maybe not found.
Yeah,
Also,
that's true.
it's like rocky. It's very rocky. In fact, they call the island the Rock
Ooh.
because there's so many rocks around the island.
Mm-hmm.
So like some people have even tried to like jump off the island and then they just like die after they escape.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like they could easily be like caught up underneath a rock. I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's just not good. So what happened to them? I'm not sure. I really don't know. I think they probably drowned. I don't know. But I wish I did. What do you think
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, I think it's probably most likely that they just drowned.
Yeah. Same. So, to say the least, there is a lot going on this island. And I'd say it's extremely haunted.
Yeah.
Just like the history there.
And you
It's
can just go,
insane.
you can go and take a tour there, right? Or
Yeah,
no?
so you can go and take a tour. I looked it up. They are $50 for an overnight tour. Like, girl, we're going.
Overnight?
Yes. So the second I get myself to San Fran, baby, I'm going. So, yeah. That is the Legend of Alcatraz.
That was so crazy.
Right. I
oh
didn't
my
know any
God.
of that.
No, me either.
Like,
I just knew that it was just like this prison that was really hard to,
yeah, escape from.
get out of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
on this island with rocks and
Literally.
stuff. Yeah.
And there's like even more stories that I could literally do a part 2 because there's so many more escapes that are like crazy. But that
Yeah,
one
we
was the
should one day.
mystery, so had to get that one in there. But go check out our Instagram to see these crazy pictures.
Yes, and you can see the handwriting of the
Yes.
Circleville writer.
Yes. And rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, please. And if you listen on Spotify, go take our polls and our Q&As that we add. What else do we got? I guess
We have stickers.
Oh my gosh, we have stickers, guys. We have stickers. If you want a sticker, DM us on Instagram and we'll send them to you for free. So,
Yeah, until we
welcome.
run out, which
yeah, until
I
we run
mean,
out. Which,
we'll see.
yeah. But hit us up if you want some stickers. So, they're really cute. But, that's all I have this week. What about you, Savannah?
Yep.
All right, well, see you next week.
Okay, cue the music.